Adam Gollner, what did you bring with you today?
Okay, we've got a couple of interesting things here. This is the miracle fruit. This is a fruit that has a very unusual property.
You're talking about, it looks almost like a cranberry.
Yeah, it looks like a cranberry or a little red olive. And this little berry is able to, once you eat it, you kind of bite into it, and there's little nectar swishes around your tongue. And for the next hour, everything that is sour that you eat will be transformed into sweet. So
I'm giving it a try.
Yeah, give it a, you got to put it in your mouth and just bite into it and swish it around, and then you can spit out the seed. Take a few seconds to swish it around, and then you are going to try one of these limes, which
and what is this called that I'm eating?
This is called the miracle berry.
Where was it grown?
It initially comes.
I think I should have asked that before I ate it. But.
No, comes from Florida, and the berry itself is not too. It's kind of nondescript. But what happens is subsequently, you will notice that this lime will taste very sweet. It comes from Florida, these berries, but initially it comes from West Africa.
The lime tastes very sweet.
Sensationally sweet.
Yes.
Yes, ecstatically sweet.
It's like I'm eating an extremely sweet orange.
Yeah.
But it's a lime.
Yeah, it's the sweetest, most delicious lime you've ever tasted, I imagine.
And so why don't we know more about the miracle berry?
This miracle berry was banned by the FDA in the early 1970s.
I'm eating something that was banned by the FDA?
Well, you're about to find out. You're about to hear the story. In the 60s and the 70s, an entrepreneur named Robert Harvey managed to raise tens of millions of dollars to create an all-natural alternative to sugar using the miracle fruit. And he managed to synthesize the active ingredient in this berry, which is a protein called miraculin. So what's happening to you right now is you have miraculin on your taste buds. And that means that when sour foods come into contact with the sweetness receptors on your taste buds, it sends this very powerful sweetness signal to your brain, even though there's only sour coming into your mouth. And so
I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's sweeter than an orange.
It's amazing. And this entrepreneur...
Will you bring more limes? Because I like it.
Yeah, keep on eating them. I know. It's really delicious.
Of course, I love limes, too, when they're sour, but these are very sweet. So why was it banned?
Okay, so here is what happened. He started making miracle fruit tablets, because these fruits don't have a very long shelf life. And that's another reason that many of these fruits from the tropics don't make it here, is that they just have no shelf life whatsoever. But he put them in tablet form. Diabetics were going crazy for them. Kids were choosing miracle fruit popsicles over regular popsicles by this enormous margin. And other corporations started getting interested, and Harvey was turning down offers in the billions for control. Billions of dollars were being offered to him for this, because it looked like it was poised to become an all-natural alternative to sugar. And even the artificial sweetening industry was very concerned about this threat of this small red berry. But what happened was that just as it was about to launch, Harvey's company, his office was raided by industrial spies. His files were stolen. He got into high-speed car chases in the middle of the night. People were following him.
Who is this guy?
He was the entrepreneur that brought miraculin to the market in the 1960s and 70s, and then it got banned just as it was about to launch. And he got a letter in 1974 from the FDA saying the miracle berry products are not allowed into the market in any form whatsoever. And so he had to shut down the entire operation. And
that's been the end of it since?
Well, no. Now this is coming back, because some growers in Florida have figured out that they can actually ship these berries overnight to consumers. So with the rise of overnight shipping, the miracle fruit has had a kind of second coming, and people are able to taste it once again. But
it's still banned by the FDA?
I called the FDA several dozen times and had a very hard time getting anybody to be able to speak about it. But what I did learn was that it is considered a food additive, and it is not allowed to be used as a food additive. Now, the fresh berry itself is different. So they said the berry can be used, and that's the USDA's department, but the USDA doesn't even know it exists. So it is in a kind of regulatory limbo.
So where do you get these miracle berries?
Miraclefruitman.com will ship them to you. That's the only
Now,
place you can
how
get 'em.
long will this lime taste as sweet as it's tasting right now?
Hopefully not the rest of
I'm
your
on my
life.
second wedge.
Yeah. It'll last for about an hour,
And then what happens?
and then it'll just wear off.
Are these sold in any store in the United States?
No, but they may start being sold. We'll see. I mean, this is an example of how things change, and as awareness is raised for these amazing fruits that we don't even realize exist, people start demanding them, and demand will increase supply.
Is it metabolized as glucose?
No, not at all, not at all.
So for diabetics, it's fine.
It's totally good. It's good for people who are undergoing chemotherapy treatment, because for them all food tastes metallic and rubbery, but when you take a miracle berry, it actually allows you to taste the foods again. It's just a wonderful thing.
Can you talk about how, okay, this miracle berry has not been approved, but aspartame has.
Oh.
Explain the story of aspartame and our former Secretary of Defense, Donald Rumsfeld.
Yes, Donald Rumsfeld was the head of a corporation called Searle, and he spent many years approving or working on the legalization process for aspartame. And the head of the FDA that came in briefly, just for a moment, just long enough to approve aspartame, immediately was left subsequently. He came under fire for accepting corporate donations and corporate gifts. No big surprise, seeing as he immediately went to Searle's public relations firm as soon as he left the FDA.
And that is Adam Leith Gollner, author of The Fruit Hunters, A Story of Nature.